Hashem Rachak Kodash, double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. Real quick, you know, I'm just trying out this StreamYard app, all right, for live streaming, and it looks like it's working so far. Okay. Let me just check this real quick. Okay. All right. Why do y'all Bashem shot, man? Because Esau always trying to find a way to slow down or stop this truth. Okay, stop this word from going out. He had that thing to where you had to have at least 1,000 subs in order to go live. But hey, through the spirit, man, we always find a way. Okay, but real quick, I just wanted to go into the topic. All right, as you can see in the title, man. Now everybody has something to say. Okay, because here it is. You got people popping out of the woodwork. All right, with just all types of crazy, wayward, damnable heresies. Okay, and they're just coming out of nowhere to the point where they're not even dealing with the scriptures anymore. They're just on a different type of time, and you wonder, but where, like, what's your basis? What I mean? Like, what's your what are you getting your information from? And they can't prove it. You got people talking about. I saw a video yesterday that one of the brothers did. Okay, about King David, which they've been saying that for God knows how long, but they talking about King David was a homosexual. He had a homosexual relationship with Jonathan. Okay, they're talking about the Lord didn't perform miracles. Okay, the name of the Lord isn't Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. So all these different things, and what is that doing? That's bringing confusion. Okay, and you know what though, is through the spirit of the Most High, because what that's doing, it's narrowing and closing down the doors, all right, to the actual truth. Okay, because now you don't have people. It's not as though you have just slight beliefs, but now you have everybody, all right, who has an opinion on this. So this truth really is now the most talked about thing. You got Christians coming out, out of nowhere. Now they want to go into the scriptures now, like actually go into the scriptures. You got people from all different sects trying to have something to do with Israelites. So the Lord is making it more difficult, okay, to find the actual truth, because now there's so many different doctrines out here. Some that are complete 180s of what the actual truth is. Okay, and if the Lord doesn't guide you directly, guess what? You're not gonna find the truth. Okay, but real quick, let me start off with this precept. I just had a few jotted down here real quick. All right, this is in the book of Corinthians. All right, 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 33. All right, so it says, for the Most High is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints. Okay, the Most High is not the author of confusion. Okay, so with all these different doctrines out here, all this different madness and BS that's going out, that's confusion. Okay, it's confusing people, and guess what? At the same time, it's also weeding out those who are not of the elect, because you have people who will leave the truth, the true doctrine, the true message. They'll leave that to go, join in on some madness. Okay, but the Lord is doing that all on purpose. Okay, to where you have vice versa. Somebody might hear that madness, but it might lead them to the truth. Okay. So, hey, you have a lot of things that are going on, but the scriptures say the Lord is not the author of confusion. So guess what? All this confusion, yeah, it's building up. You got people saying all these different things. It's building up. But at the end of the day, the Lord is going to make known what his truth is. Okay, what his doctrine is. Okay, and the Lord, like the scriptures tell you in the book of 2nd Esdras, then shall they be known who are my chosen. You're going to know who the Lord is dealing with. There's going to be no question about it, no doubt, none of that. All right. So let's get into this real quick, man, because This is First Samuel, because a lot of these things don't even make sense. You know, if you actually sit down with a logical mind and read the scriptures, you'll see a lot of this madness isn't even adding up. You know, so this is First Samuel chapter 13. I'll start at verse 13. Okay, because the scriptures tell you that King David was a man after the Most High's heart. Okay, the Most High loved King David. So what is so the Most High loved homosexuals? You know, the Most High set up a homosexual, all right, to or sodomite. The Most High set up a sodomite, right, to be the king of the nation. That makes a whole lot of sense, doesn't it? Right. So I'm gonna read this real quick. 2 Samuel chapter 13, verse 13. And Samuel said to Saul, "Thou hast done foolishly. Thou hast not kept the commandment of the Lord thy God, which he commanded thee. For now would the Lord have established thy kingdom upon Israel forever." Okay, but because of Saul's disobedience, okay, the Lord took his spirit away from him, as well as the throne. So it says, "But now thy kingdom shall not continue. The Lord Yahweh hath sought him a man after his own heart." Okay, so it's not like King David came to the Lord. No, the Lord sought him and said, "I want him." Okay, so it says sought him after his own heart. Okay, it says, "And the Lord hath commanded him to be captain over his people, because thou hast not kept that which the Lord commanded thee." So the Lord chose King David to be the king, to be over the nation. But hold on, how does that make sense? The scriptures tell you that the Lord ain't dealing with sodomites, but he's gonna select King David, who was having a homosexual relationship with Jonathan, to be the king. How does that? What sense is? Where is that in the scriptures? You know. We'll get another one real quick. The book of 2 Samuel, and guess what? A lot of this madness that goes on, man, is gonna people are gonna pay for that. Okay. So this is 2 Samuel chapter 7, verse 8. All right. It says, "Now therefore so shalt thou say unto my servant David." All right, key point. The Lord said what? My servant David. "Thus saith the Lord of hosts, I took thee from the sheepcote, from following the sheep, to be ruler over my people, over Israel." So the Lord called David his servant. No, you telling me the Lord is dealing with sodomites now? So the Most High, all right. Which, let's see what the same power who gave these laws. It's spiritual, because he gave them to Moses. All right. And oh man, let me just get it real quick. This is Leviticus chapter 20, all right, verse 13. "If a man also lie with mankind, okay, as he lieth with a woman." What happens when you lie with a woman? Okay, you know what I mean, you get it on. Okay, so if a man lies that same way with another man, all right, which is a homosexual act, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. Okay, so the Lord considers that what? An abomination. Okay, it's an abomination. And guess what? An abomination, all right, or this that I just read was in the law. Okay, to be a homosexual or to be a sodomite was against the law. So how the hell is the Lord going to select King David to be the king? Okay, and apparently King David was a sodomite. You know, which the brother said, what? Who was it? Zoe Williams or something like that. Okay, who was the who basically was making that claim. All right, that's crazy, man. So yeah, well, that doesn't even add up. That doesn't make sense. Okay, now the scriptures tell you here. Okay, let me get that real quick. This is the book of 2 Esdras, chapter 5, verse. I'll start at verse 8. All right, so it says, and blood. Salakia, verse 8. It says, there shall be a confusion. No, Salakia, that's not what I wanted. I wanted Sirach. Yeah. There we go. Ecclesiastes or Salakia, Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 6. For the Most High hateth sinners. Whoa. The Most High does what? The Most High hateth sinners. We just read in the law, right? Oh, it's always good. Like the scriptures say, to prove all things. So we just read in the law in the book of Leviticus, all right, that to lie with another man as you lie with a woman, all right, committed a homosexual act or a sodomite act is what? It's an abomination. It's against the law, right? Cool. So, and we just read in Sirach that the Most High hates sinners. So let's find out what sin is, okay, according to the scriptures. All right. Book of 1 John, chapter 3, verse 4. Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law, for sin is the transgression of the law. And we just read what the law is. So by the words of these people, King David was in transgression of the law. He was a sinner. Okay, which he did break certain laws, because none of us are perfect. Okay, but he most definitely did not break the law of being a sodomite. All right, because King David was not a homosexual. He did not have a homosexual relationship with Jonathan. Okay, that's madness. All right. So as we're reading here in Sirach chapter 12, verse 6, for the Most High hateth sinners. So are you saying the Lord is double-minded? Because the Lord just said King David was a man after his heart, his servant, who he set up to be king and captain over the nation. And King David is a part of the elect. Whoa! So does that mean that the elect, you're gonna have sodomites in amongst the elect, as in they're gonna be sodomites? The Lord is gonna come back and of that elect number, okay, there's gonna be sodomites in there. That no, okay. The scriptures say there is no God, all right, in whom there is no God, okay. So here it is. You're gonna have the man under Yahushua, King David. He's a sodomite, apparently, but he's of the elect. You see, when you start putting it into perspective, it doesn't even make sense. It doesn't add up. Okay, but as the scriptures say, the Most High has given up a lot of these people to reprobate spirit. Okay, and there's a reason why the Lord is doing that. Okay, it's like almost out of nowhere, you just have all these different wild sayings coming out. You know, chicken is abominable. The Lord, the Messiah, he didn't perform any miracles. Next thing you know, the Lord didn't exist. You know, we're living in a computer simulation. You know, like it's just madness coming up out of nowhere. Okay, but there's a reason for it all, because the Lord, he's letting it all mount up, so he can bring that boom, man. Okay, and a lot of people are gonna look, man. All this madness and this confusion that's going on is gonna be squashed. Okay, it's gonna be squashed very soon. And guess what? Regardless of what you might think, oh yeah, you know what? I hate this group because of this or whatever the case may be. When Esau rose, you're still a target. You're still a target. And your only safety is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. But wait, you were cursing out the men who were teaching you about Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. All right. So when Esau comes against you, you can't go to Esau for help, because he's coming against you. And who are you going to go to? The Most High? But you cursed him out. You said his servants, one of his greatest servants was a sodomite. Apparently his name doesn't matter. You know, so all this his son didn't even perform any miracles, you know. So people are they're just gone, man. All right, there's no fear of the Lord, and there's no respect upon the name of the Lord. Okay, or his son. You wait till your house goes to the spirit world and you start talking all this smack, just because you haven't physically seen him yet. Hey man, the day of the Lord is going to be some heavy judgment. All right, so let me finish the scripture. It says, for the Most High hateth sinners and will repay vengeance unto the ungodly, and keepeth them against the mighty day of their punishment. So yes, the Most High hates, and we just read who he hates. And what's going to be, it's not just the Most High hates you, so that's it. No, I hate you. No. The Most High acts upon it. Okay? And there's going to be judgment for those who disobey the Lord. It's as simple as that. Okay? And if you're going off doing these wicked things, then you lack understanding. All right? So next precept. This is the book of Luke. Okay, Luke chapter 18. I'll start at verse 8. It says, verse 7 actually. Slack verse 6. And the Lord said, hear what the unjust judge saith, and shall not the Most High avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him? Well, you know what? Let me just start at the top. All right, this is Luke chapter 18, verse 1. And he spake a parable unto them to this end, that men ought always to pray and not to faint. Yeah, all right, and that's the spirit we got to be in, all right, to constantly pray, because prayer is a part of our spiritual power, okay? Prayer is our communication with our power, all right? The Heavenly Father in the name of his Son, the source, all right? So it says, saying, there was in a city a judge which feared not the Most High, neither regarded man. So he didn't care. He was doing him. All right. It's not like I fear the Lord, so let me cast right judgment because I fear the Lord. That was the last thing on his mind. All right. It says, and there was a widow, all right, in that city, and she came unto him, saying, avenge me of mine adversary. And he would not for a while, because in his mind, well, why would he do that? You know, he doesn't care. He doesn't fear the Lord. He doesn't regard man. So to him, what's that widow? She's just a nuisance, right? So it says, avenge me of mine adversary, and he would not for a while. But afterward he said within himself, though I fear not the Most High, nor regard man, yet because this widow troubleth me, I will avenge her, lest by her continual coming she weary me. So he got tired of the widow, you know. Now when he avenged her, it wasn't in his mind. It wasn't because he feared the Lord or because he really cared about her. He got tired. He got fed up with her, and he was a wicked judge. So continuing, it says, and the Lord said, hear what the unjust judge saith, and shall not the Most High avenge his own elect? Okay, so you're telling me if an unjust judge, because of constantly hearing this widow crying to his ears, even he, a man like him, was like, I'm tired of this. Let me avenge her. How much more for the Most High? All right, who cares, who has promised, who loves us. All right, and we're constantly calling on to him. Of course he's gonna avenge his elect, and it's gonna tell you that. It says, and shall not the Most High avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear long with them? I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, all right, or but when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on earth? That's the key question. Now, why is it asking that? Is because right now, a lot of, though you have faith, all right, growing, you have faith decreasing as well. Okay, a lot of faith is being taken, or faith in the truth is being taken out of the earth. All right, because the Lord is blinding a lot of people. All right, and he's spearheading it with pride, which pride is like that glue that just keeps you stuck, all right, on the wrong path. Okay, that's what it is, man, and that's what the Lord is doing. He's putting all these lying spirits within these men to come out and say all these different things and stir up this ball of confusion. Okay, and with that, there's so many different things out there that you don't. Hey, if you're watching from the outside and you're coming in, hearing all these different things, man, if you're not careful, you'll get caught up, because you probably thinking, oh, they're all the same thing, you know, but they're not. You know, you hear this, you hear that, you hear this, you hear that. Now you're all over the place. If the Lord doesn't direct you to the correct truth, to the right doctrine, you're gonna be messed up. You might come across a group that might teach very similar to what the truth is, but they'll branch off or they'll go off here, all right, or they'll go off there. Guess what? If it's not the correct truth, it ain't it. Okay, it ain't it. All right. So let me see what else I have here. Boom. And we're coming into that time when us as men of the Lord, we have to stand rooted and maintain our faith. Okay, being fully persuaded in your own mind. Okay, knowing that, all right, this is the truth. I believe this is the truth, regardless of how many people fall out, regardless of how many people turn their backs on this. You have to continue in this, and you will see a lot of people do that, whether it's out of fear because of the persecution and the demonization and the destruction, that's the insurrection that's coming upon those that fear the Lord, or whether it's just being enticed, all right, by a seducing spirit. You're going to see a lot of people get weeded out. All right. And you have to be, number one, willing to step up to the plate. Okay. And number two, you gotta just stay focused, man. Remember, it's not about man. It's not about what you see. It's about who and what you don't see. All right. It's about the truth, man. If the truth is, and oftentimes it's going to be a lonely path, a lonely walk. And you don't know who the Lord has on his hit list to take out of this truth, man. You don't. So it's a very scary thing, man. It might be the person closest to you, or somebody you really look up to, all right, or somebody who you being around them or watching their videos boosts up your faith so much, or boosts up your spirit so much. It might be them, all right. But just because the Lord takes them out the way doesn't mean that you're supposed to fall out the way as well, or get so messed up that you fall out. No, okay, no, you continue, and I'm gonna get that. This is 2 Timothy chapter 3. Verse 14. Matter of fact, I'll start at verse 13. It says, but evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. Okay, so you have a lot of people who are deceiving, and you have a lot of people who are also off and wicked, being deceived. Okay, because some of the things you hear out here, if you actually believe it, if you actually sit here and believe some of the things that you're hearing, man, then the Lord has deliberately blinded you and put you in there, man. Because you have to, when you hear somebody say something, man, you refer back to the word, man, to see, is it actually in there? Are they correct, or are they saying this out of their mind? Okay. So it says, but continue thou in the things which thou hast learned and has been assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned them. Okay. And once you come into this truth, you hear this truth, you be assured, you're certain, yeah, that's the truth, man. That's the name. Okay. I'm sure that the men of the Lord, the men I learned from are men of the Lord. Okay. But guess what? The Lord can also take his spirit away from certain people. And that's the point, man. Continue thou in the things that thou hast learned. Okay. You continue in what you have learned. The mission is what's important, enduring unto the end. He that endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved. Okay, you remember, your goal is to endure unto the end. Once you learn about the truth and you start running the race, yes, it is a brotherhood, but then it's also an individual race. Okay, and like we always say, man, it doesn't matter who falls, all right, who stumbles. You're running. It's your legs. You know, your legs crossing the finish line isn't gonna save the next person. Okay. Or their legs, if their legs stop working, that doesn't mean that yours has to stop too. Your goal is to cross the finish line. That is your primary goal, man, to finish this work. Finish your course. Okay? You can't run somebody else's race and then come run yours. No. You have to run yours, man. All right? Because the time we're coming into, it's not only just knowing, okay, like the scriptures say. Let me get it real quick, man. Because, and this is a scripture we get a lot. All right, we either quote it or we'll bring it. All right, Isaiah 30. All right, here's the thing. Hey, man, wisdom and knowledge, it's not just knowing. You have to believe what you know. You have to have faith in that the wisdom and knowledge you have is the truth. You can't be swayed just because the way somebody's telling you, oh, what you believe in is false, it's not true, and you see everybody else listening to them and going away, and you're finding yourself with less and less people, and soon maybe just by yourself, guess what? You can't be dissuaded by that. Okay? Because like I said, now, like the title says, now everybody has something to say. But just because everybody wants to speak doesn't mean that everybody's speaking truth, or everybody has to be listened to. Okay? There's only a certain few that the Lord has put his true spirit on to come and speak. The true, sincere prophets of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. And really, those are the only men that should be talking. Because if whatever else you have to say is not important, man. If it was, the Lord will have it come out by his men. Okay? What the Lord wants you to hear, that's what we say. Okay? So, like I said here, Isaiah 33:6, it's not just knowing, but you have to believe what you know. Because if you're going to make a spiritual decision based off what you know, but you're shaky about it, it's not going to work because you don't have faith. Yes, people know that the name is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, but do they have faith in that name? See? So the truth, yeah, it is. It can be tricky at times because, yes, you know the name. Yes, you know the doctrine. Yes, you know the truth. But do you have faith in it? You know? Do you have faith that if you call upon that name, you will be saved, regardless of what the situation you're in is? You know? And you got to remember, in that time, it's going to be, most of it's going to be a mental game. You know? Are you letting what you're seeing in front of you dictate your spirituality? Are you letting that control how you react in certain decisions? Are you letting your emotions cloud your judgment in certain decisions? Okay? Here it is. They might bring your woman or your family, and they might tell you, look, man, we about to do a lot of unspeakable things to them, unless you take this chip, or unless you give up the faith, or you sell out your brothers. You know, they'll do that. So yeah, you're gonna have a lot of people who at the last minute will give in and sell out of fear, or out of a want of luxury or comfort. Okay, but you gotta keep in mind, man. Look, man, nah, I can't. The Lord said, what's the greatest love is to give your life, all right, for your fellow brethren. And then Lord said, what you have done for them, you've done for him. Okay, what you've done for these little ones, you've done for the Lord. So with all the hell that's coming, man, you know the scriptures tell you, should we then make mirth? Let me get that real quick. Okay, you got all hell about to break loose, but a lot of people are in the wrong mindset, worried about the wrong things. Okay, but that's, you know what, that's not gonna stop the Lord. All right. Matter of fact, I could get this. This is Ezekiel chapter 7. Okay, verse 3. Now is the end come upon thee, and I will send mine anger upon thee, and I will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense upon thee all thine abominations. And you know what? The scriptures, yeah, as much as we're looking out for these big prophecies, you know, the mark of the beast, which is the microchip, the economic collapse, World War III, okay, all these different big prophecies, martial law, the pestilence, the chaos. But don't forget that this is also a part of the prophecy. What we're seeing happening now. 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 3. Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lusts. And that's what you have going on. You have people scoffing at the truth, all right, downplaying the Lord's miracles, scoffing at it, all right, and walking after their own lust. Oh, that's not what it means. This is what it really means. And then they bring up some BS from the Milky Ways. You know, I don't know. All right, they pull up some madness out of whatever they pull it out of. Okay, saying, where's the promise of his coming? Okay. Oh yeah, y'all talking about this, that. You know, where he at? You know. You know, just like the wicked Israelites did to the Lord on the cross. Oh, you were the king of the Jews. You could perform all those miracles. Why don't you get yourself off that cross? You know, why don't you come down off that cross and show us a miracle like that? Then we're gonna believe you're the king of the Jews. You see? And you have a lot of whoa, where is he? You know, you're talking about the Messiah, and you got people that'll come and curse you out. Tell you, if you're really waiting for a man to come from the skies to come deliver you, you crazy. You have people that are walking around with that mindset. Okay, it says, for since the fathers fell asleep, all things continued as they were from the beginning of creation. You know, oh, you got men way before that were saying the same thing. Guess what? They died and nothing happened. You know, they did it. They passed away. Y'all doing the same thing and ain't nothing happening. That's why you have people that fall out. They lose patience. Okay, but this is a prophecy that in the last days which we're in, you're gonna have people coming around saying things. You know, people whose mouths must be stopped. People speaking after their own lust, speaking wild madness. Guess what? It's happening. That's okay. The Lord got a lot of people in a trick bag, man. So I'm gonna finish here in Ezekiel real quick. It says, and mine eye shall not spare thee, neither will I have pity. Okay. So when all you are spewing your madness and your BS, don't forget that you have angels and chariots all around watching you. See, just because you might say something and you might see a chariot there, it doesn't mean the chariot is always there just so you can look at it and be in awe. They're taking notes. All right. Just because you can't see the angels doesn't mean they're not around you. Every discourse you have, everything you do or you say, you think is all being noted. Okay. It's all being noted. If you're doing this for filthy lucre's sake, it's being noted. If you know what you're saying is wrong, but you're still saying it, is being noted. And when the time of judgment comes, all the evidence is going to be against you. So you ain't going to have no say. You can't. I'm sorry. Okay. Big deal. You're sorry. What's that going to do? I'm sorry. So the Lord's supposed to stop the judgment? No. You brought it upon yourself, and the Lord told you. He said you're going to reap what you sow. And you sowed wickedness, so you're going to reap that. Okay? It says here, but I will recompense thy ways upon thee, and thine abominations shall be in the midst of thee, and ye shall know that I am the Lord. So when the Lord brings this judgment, okay, and he shuts up the mouths of everybody that doesn't need to be speaking, you're going to know that it's the Most High doing it. And you're going to be in fear. A lot of people are going to be in shock. A lot of people are going to be scared. Okay? And the Lord, remember, the Lord isn't looking down at just, oh, this group. The Lord is looking at who is of his elect and who is not. Okay? If you're wicked, listen, man, if you're going off, it doesn't matter which path you're taking to go off. The Lord sees you as somebody that's going off. You can't say, oh, I went off, but I ain't going off with that dude over there. So, you know what I mean? Nah, both of your judgments is still destruction because you're both going off. Okay? It's a black and white. You either right or you're not. Okay? You either with the Lord or you with Satan. You know? It says, thus saith the Lord power, and evil, and only evil behold is come. And what is evil? Evil is a bad time. Okay? So you have a bad time that's coming to this place. And instead of, and it's like, it's a lot, man. It's a lot. It is a lot. And this is why we can't all come together. It's impossible. Okay? Because Paul said what? That we all speak the same thing. What do you hear going on around here, man? You know, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen, man. The Lord isn't dealing with everybody. And that's just straight facts. But you see, because people are not spiritual, they just see us as men. Okay? It's like, well, why should I believe you for what you're saying? Well, guess what? The way the Lord validated his prophets and his men and showed the world that he was dealing with them was by way of miraculous spiritual acts. Okay? Which that's what's going to be happening, man. That's what's getting ready to happen. The Most High is about to put a fine line between his men and everybody else. And at that point, nobody's going to be able to say a damn thing, man. You're just gonna have one group over here and one over here, man. So going on, it says, the end is come, it watcheth for thee, behold, it is come. So all the judgment, all the wickedness, man, is there. All right. And whoever has been ordained to suffer whatever wickedness it is, guess what? It's all prepared. Everything is set. The table's set. Okay. The move is set. So it said, the morning is come unto thee, O thou that dwellest in the land. The time is come, The day of trouble is near, and it is not sounding, and not the sounding again of the mountains. Okay. Now will I surely pour out my fury upon thee, and accomplish mine anger upon thee, and I will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense thee for all thine abominations. So is the Lord doing something wrong? No. The Lord, like he said, he's going to recompense you according to your abominations. You knew what you were doing was off, but you still did it. You knew what you were saying was off, but you still said it. The scriptures say, say not unto the angel, it was an error. Okay. And a lot of people do err not knowing the scriptures, but guess what? Listen, man, if you're not doing what you got to do because you would just join the bandwagon, you know, oh damn, I gotta, and now it just sounds like everybody's just trying to outdo the next, you know, who can come up with the craziest, wildest thing, you know. If it ain't this, it ain't nothing. Yo, don't be surprised if you hear people come out and say, well, what are you talking about? The Messiah? Well, you have people that are already like that, you know. But next thing you know, the Messiah didn't really come down, you know. The everywhere where it talks about Yahweh Shai and the miracles, it was all just you know, metaphorical. It didn't really happen, you know. Next thing you know, the apostles were hallucinating, you know. That when they saw Yahweh Shai, it was just visions, you know. And they'll probably use a scripture, man. These people, man, like the Lord said, ye err not knowing the scriptures. Okay, it says, and this same thing the apostles had to deal with back then. You know, it's no different. The same thing that's happening now was happening back then. You had a whole lot of different groups, different sects saying different things. And that was when the Messiah was on the scene. And they came after him physically. Okay? They verbally attacked him. So what they're doing right now isn't any different. They're doing it spiritually. Okay? Because you have people not only coming at us, to hell with that, they're going up there. You know? They starting beef up there, and that's a problem, man. That's a problem, man. It says verse 9. Yeah, verse 9. And mine eyes shall not spare, neither will I have pity. Do you understand what that means? That is judgment without mercy, man. Okay? So no holding back. I will recompense thee according to thy ways and thine abominations that are in the midst of thee, and ye shall know that I am the Lord that smiteth, meaning kills. So if your judgment is death, you're not escaping that. It's set in stone, and the Most High ordained it. There's no way out, bro. It doesn't matter what you think, what you say, what you try to do. There's no way out. And listen, man, when the Most High is very scary when it comes to being strict, when it comes to what he has said, there's no turning it around, man. There's no going around it. There's no I'm sorry. There's no begging, no pleading. The Most High put a man to death because he touched the Ark of the Covenant, all right, when he wasn't supposed to. And right there, boom, that's it. Come in, take his ass out. You know, on the spot, man. So when the Most High sends out that judgment, and he unleashes infinite ways to die out here on these streets, you know, it's gonna be no mercy, man, and it's gonna be scary. It says what? And ye shall know that I am the Lord that smiteth. So you're gonna know the Lord is doing it, man. Behold the day, behold, it is come. The morning is gone forth, the rod hath blossomed, pride hath budded. Okay, and you have pride at an all-time high, man. You have pride at an all-time high. You have wickedness inside Israel with Israelites that know they're Israelites, and even greater wickedness, all right, with Israelites that don't know they're Israelites. Okay, so there's wickedness everywhere, man. Yes, you have 2/3 that do know that they're Israelites, because you had back then, 2,000 years ago, they knew they were Israelites, and you still had 2/3 among them. So just because you know you're an Israelite doesn't automatically make you of the elect. It doesn't automatically make you a 1/3. It doesn't automatically make you an elect. You have to be like that from the foundation of the earth. You don't become an elect or become a 2/3. You've always been. All right. Like Paul. Paul, when he was Saul, doesn't mean he was a 2/3. It doesn't mean he became an elect. No, the Lord told Ananias, go and give him his sight back because he's a chosen vessel. Not that because I just made him a chosen vessel. No, he was a chosen vessel from the foundation of the earth. All right. It says, violence is risen up into a rod of wickedness. None of them shall remain, nor of their multitude, nor of any of theirs, neither shall there be wailing for them. The time is come, the day draweth near. Let not the buyer rejoice, nor the seller mourn, for the wrath is upon all the multitude thereof, man. Everybody about to get a piece. Okay. It says, the seller shall not return to that which is sold, although they were yet alive. For the vision is touching the whole multitude thereof, which shall not return, neither shall any strengthen himself in the iniquity of his life. Okay. So when the Lord brings that hell and destruction and that judgment, okay, because you see, just like in the time of the Exodus, you had Jake talking about, oh, we don't want to talk to Moses anymore. You know, we want to talk to the Most High himself. You know, the Most High. And then the Lord came back. He came down, and before he even fully made his appearance, everybody's cowering, scared, booking it, jumping over mountains, rocks, trees, all of the above. Dudes running on air and everything. Nah, we don't want to talk. We don't want to talk to him now. We want to talk to Moses. It's fine. It's cool. It's all right. You got that stupid little SpongeBob meme coming out, you know, and that's what Jake is infatuated with, you know, memes. You know, they say something stupid on there. All right, I'm gonna head out. You know, like some. It's pointless, man. But that was Jake, man. They saw the Most High pull up. All right, I'm gonna head out. Not everybody running. You see. So right now that everybody has something to say, okay, everybody thinks, oh, the Most High is dealing with me. You know, forget everybody else. You know, Most High dealing with only me. Okay, and then when the Most High shows his hand, everybody's gonna be shut. Nobody wants to. Now you forgot everything you were saying. You don't got anything to say anymore, right? You know, and that's why the scriptures say in that day, a lot of people are gonna say, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in your name? But the same people who are talking smack, who are downplaying the Lord's miracles, call themselves one body in Yahushua, right? Isn't that in the name of the Lord? But just because you profess something with your mouth, if your actions are not in correlation to that, all right, or if your actions are not in accordance to what you're saying, then it doesn't matter what you're saying, because like the Lord said, though they draw near unto me with their mouth, all right, their works are far from it. They honor the Lord with their lips, but their works are far from it. Okay. So going on, verse 14, they have blown the trumpet even to make all ready, but none goeth to the battle. For my wrath is upon all the multitude thereof. The sword is without, and the pestilence and the famine within. He that is in the field shall die with the sword, and he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour him. Okay, and guess what? when Esau lets loose and he starts going crazy on you Israelites, there's not going to be an escape. All right, there's no, especially those who live in ghettos. And you look, I look out here, all I see is just buildings, man. No agriculture. All you see is a little square part on the floor where that part isn't covered by concrete or cement, and it's just like a damn near half dead tree brought back to life, you know, struggling out there. The roots are all dry, you know, the tree is basically dead. So there's no form of agriculture in certain areas, man. And the supermarkets, they run out of food quick. All right. So what happens? What do you do then? What, you're going to be eating bricks? You know, what are you going to do then? Famine is something you can't escape. If the Lord wants you to die by famine, you can't escape that. You know, because what are you going to do when you have nothing to eat? You're going to eat yourself? Man, the fear, the Lord, that's why the Lord is going to put that fear in the earth, man. And nobody's going to forget it after this time. All right. So it says, verse 15, the sword is without, and pestilence and famine within. He that is in the field shall die with the sword, and he that is in the city shall famine and pestilence. The famine and pestilence shall devour him. But they that escape of them shall escape. Slakia. But they that escape of them shall escape, and shall be on the mountains like doves in the valleys, all of them mourning, every one for his iniquity. Yeah, all right, and it basically it goes into more and more judgment, but that's just where I want. I'm gonna move on to the next precept real quick. Okay, I think I got one more. All right, this is in book of 2nd Esdras. All right, the 5th chapter, starting at the 8th verse. So it says, there shall be a confusion also in many places. Okay, now you got to keep in mind, when all hell starts breaking loose and you have a lot of different things going on at once, unexplainable, people are going to be confused. Okay, because you're going to have alarms going off, car alarms going off. All right, hearing explosions here and there, abandoned neighborhoods, people screaming, people dying. All right, emergency broadcast systems going off everywhere. You know, and people are going to be lost. They're not going to know what to do because they never prepared for this. And they've never experienced something like what's going to be happening very soon, ever in their life. We're in that preparation stage, okay? And people don't see it, man. So, yeah, there's going to be a great confusion, all right? It says, also in many places, and the fire shall be oft sent out again, and wild beasts shall change their places. Okay, and menstruous women shall bring forth monsters. So a lot of these animals here, guess what? You're gonna be seeing animals that you never dreamed before. You never dreamed of before, man. Animals you didn't know existed. Okay. See if I got a precept here. All right, it's not here. Continuing, 2nd Esdras, chapter 5, verse 9. And salt waters shall be found in the sweet, and all friends shall destroy one another. All right. Then shall wit hide itself. All right, and understanding withdraw itself into his secret chamber. Okay. So when all this hell starts breaking loose, when people are seeking the answers the most, then shall wit hide itself, right, and understanding into his secret chamber. Now, how's that going to happen? Quick precept. Okay. This is in the book of Psalms. Okay, because where is wit? Oh, actually, I could get one here as well. All right. Where is wisdom and understanding, all right, coming from? All right. Where is the wisdom of the Most High being pushed out into the earth? Where is it coming from? From the men of the Lord. Okay. I think it's in the book of Proverbs. Well, let me get the one in Psalms first, and then I'll get the one in Proverbs. All right, this is Psalms chapter 19. Okay, verse 4. It says, their line is gone out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. In them hath he set a tabernacle for the sun. All right, and the sun represents knowledge. Okay, so in them, who's that them? The men of the Lord. Okay, the same ones who in verse 2 it says, day unto day utter a speech, and night unto night show of knowledge. Okay, because it's by us speaking, whether it's by way of YouTube or out on the streets or whatever the case may be, that's where the knowledge is coming from. Okay, starting from our elders and apostles on down, but that's where the knowledge is coming from. All right, that rivers of living water is flowing out of the belly of the men of the Lord. Okay, so, I said I was going to get one in Proverbs. Okay, it's coming from the men of the Lord. So when the scriptures say, then shall wit hide itself, the Lord is going to, because where are you getting that understanding from? From the men of the Lord. So if it's hidden, that means you're not going to be able to find the men of the Lord, man. Proverbs chapter 1, verse 20. Wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets. Okay. Now, wisdom isn't something that obviously this isn't literal. Okay. But how is it says here, she crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates. Who do you see in the chief place of concourse? Who do you see out here on the highways and byways? All right. The men of the Lord. So when it says wisdom crieth, all right, she uttereth her voice in the streets, is by the men of the Lord prophesying and speaking and bringing forth that wisdom. Isaiah 58:1, cry aloud and spare not. Okay, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, so the wisdom can proceed forth out of your mouth. All right. So being that we understand where the wisdom of the Most High is coming from, okay, or where what outlet the Lord is using to push it out into the world. Okay, continuing in 2 Ezra chapter 5, verse 9. And salt water shall be found in the sweet, and all friends shall destroy one another. Then shall wit hide itself, and understanding withdraw itself into his secret chamber. Because while all this hell is breaking loose, the Lord is going to take his men and protect them. Okay, some of course are going to be martyrs, but some, the rest, like the Lord said, his servants shall eat, they shall rejoice. So he's going to protect them and keep them covered. And when the world, like in the Avatar intro, when the world needed him most, he vanished. So when the world needs answers the most, they're not going to be found, man. And it's either you have it or you don't. It says, and shall be sought of many and yet not be found. See? Then shall unrighteousness and incontinency be multiplied upon the earth. So that's the thing, man. Everybody having something to say, time is going to tell. All right? Keep the same energy, stick to whatever you're with, and guess what, man? If you got the truth, you're gonna be good in that time, okay? And if you don't, well, hey, sayonara. So it says, and then shall unrighteousness and incontinency be multiplied upon the earth, because there's gonna be no way of correction, no reproof coming out. The reason we repented was because we heard righteousness being spoken. We heard the reproof. But if there wasn't a speaker or a reprover, how would we have heard that? Okay. It says, one land also shall ask another and say, is righteousness that maketh a man righteous gone through thee? And it shall say no. Yeah, because guess what? Right now, there's still a certain level of moral conduct because you have laws and certain things in place. But when all hell breaks loose and that goes out the window, you're going to see the wickedness in people's nature. The nature that people try to hide behind society and civilization. When there's none of that and there's anarchy in these streets, you're going to see the wild wickedness and unrighteousness that's going to be multiplied because there's going to be nothing to hold people back. Okay? Rape, adultery, murder, cannibalism, wild, crazy madness, man. Okay? It says, at the same time shall men hope, but nothing obtain. Why? Because it's over, man. Nothing you can do at that time is going to deliver you. If you haven't been set and the Lord ain't give you the package, you're done. You can hope, you can cry, you can pray, you can do whatever you want, man, but it's going to be to no avail. See, the spiritual power, the faith, the connection to the Lord isn't something that can be shared. It has to be a one-on-one thing. It has to be within you, man. So if I have it within me and you kill me, I'm going with it. You know, you can't kill me and take. You can't kill an elect and take his election from him and put it upon yourself. It doesn't work that way. So the protection that the Lord is going to give his men, the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, the spiritual power, you can't take that from another man. No. It doesn't work that way. It says, at the same time shall men hope, but nothing obtain. They shall labor, but their ways shall not prosper. Okay? And that's going to be a day of regret for a lot of people, man. And the Lord is going to play back every moment of pride and wickedness and the times when you condemned yourself. He's going to play it back. You walk past the prophets, you didn't care, you cursed us out, you cursed out the Most High, you completely regarded and disregarded the reproof. The Lord is going to play it right back into your mind. showing you that you put yourself in that position, man. Yeah. All right. So I think that was it. Okay, that's all I have for right now, man. It's really all I have for today. Okay, but hey, Lord willing, that was edifying unto the elect. Listen, man, we in that time. All right, in the all right, you're in the right spirit. You're teaching the right thing, man. Stay that way. Continue down with the things which thou has learned. Because it's about to get real shaky, man. And if you're not rooted in your foundation, even though it might be the truth, the Lord's gonna toss your ass somewhere, man. All right. So for those sincere men who are pushing this truth and righteousness and sincerity through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, continue to do so, man. And may the Most High bless you. Lord willing, we all be of that elect. But for all you wicked men out there, man, because there's only one truth, and there's only a few men pushing that one truth. So anybody else out of that who is none of the elect, hey, death and destruction onto you, because that's what's coming, man. All right. So Lord willing, this was edifying unto the elect, giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachak Kodash. Until next time, Shalom.